Sorry, guys. I got disconnected. Um, just try to bring her back in. Just give me a second. Just trying to reconnect with her. And yeah, I'll take it from there. She is back. I'm so sorry. I got disconnected and I was dropping off again and again. So I had to relocate myself.
Hi.
Hey, I'm sorry. I just got disconnected and I had to just change my spot to make sure that I don't keep on dropping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So please go ahead. You were saying.
Um, no, I was just saying the basics of what happened, and I think you were gonna ask me a question, but then the live
Yeah,
we
yeah, that's
lost
good.
the
Yeah. So tell me, while you were with him, how was your life with him in those 5 years? That's a tough one,
Where do
huh?
I begin? Where do I begin?
Hmm.
Well, hey Mohammed. Hi everybody. Well, how it was, like I tell everybody, it was basically a roller coaster ride. I
Mm,
put it as for a while. Because of the ups and downs and everything that I had gone through with him.
mm,
Um, Basically, it was just a lot going on. Um, I mean, I think more of like I think I would have to, get more of a direct question. Because
I want you to
that,
explain how you
it's
felt.
just
Were
that,
you? Hmm.
it's just that that question is like the whole, like what happened during the relationship. I mean, that will be here
Hmm.
like the whole day. If I tell my story, like everybody says, I can write a book. So that's why it has to be more specific.
Hmm.
Thank you for the heart.
So, so were there moments in your relationship with him where you felt like something was wrong or something was off or something wasn't going right?
Okay, well, it was basically when we had arguments. Like he would cause, like I was just even explaining in my live videos, I tell people that they just bring like petty arguments, like small arguments,
Hmm.
like basically make problems out of nothing, out of stupid reasons.
Hmm.
Starting problems for no reasons, not communicating when you're supposed to, simple common sense things that they're supposed to do, like you're supposed to do in a relationship when you love somebody.
Hmm.
They're they're supposed to do,
Hmm.
and they make it difficult. Like
Hmm.
everything they do,
Hmm.
they make it that it's difficult.
Hmm.
It's just, and they exaggerate. And if you say something that you said this, and then you tell them, oh no, you said this, they say, I never said that, I never did that,
Hmm.
denying everything. They never take or accusing of their actions. Like they don't accept their actions, what they do.
Hmm.
And at times he did apologize to me,
Hmm.
but at times I felt like he did it just to shut me up, just to leave it alone already.
Hmm.
Other times it seemed real, maybe, who knows? Um, but yeah, that was just some of the basics, and a lot of people agree on that. That
Hmm.
has been through narcissists, like when I read it or people tell me in the comments, messages,
Hmm.
everybody says so.
Right, right.
So, hey, Maggie.
So tell me, what happened when you realized that, okay, he is a narcissist, or he's this or this? Did you just walk away, or what happened for you all of a sudden?
Well, like I was saying before, I just realized, like I tell everyone that I realized he doesn't change towards the end. Like I
Mm,
knew before,
mm,
that, I noticed the things, but I didn't know what it was. That's
mm,
why I ended up looking that up in Google, like I
mm,
was saying earlier,
yeah. Mm,
because I didn't understand what was going on. Like I have experience in relationships, being with guys,
mm,
and common sense,
mm,
that you figure it out.
right.
Okay.
Mm,
So I had tried to do that, but
mm,
then I couldn't figure it out anymore. So I ended up looking in Google for it. Then
okay.
from there is when I ended up, you know, um, really realizing like something's weird here. I don't know what's going on, because like I had arguments in the relationship before him.
Mm,
I had arguments with him or with other boyfriends, but like if it did get heated and crazy and
mm,
wild or whatever,
mm.
then no, I'm okay. I got sleep last night. I'm okay.
Mhm.
I also just ate lunch. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But no, I'm good. Thank
Mm.
you. Um, sorry. Um, so what did I leave off? Oh yeah, so I have found out in Google, and I looked at the information, and then that's when I realized what I was saying before, that I really started like, this is something weird, strange. I don't know what's going on with him. Oh, okay, that was it. It was about my relationship. That the relationship before, we figured out our issues,
Mm,
and if it got heated and crazy,
mm,
then we learned how to deal with it in a normal way. But
mm,
them, it's a different story. Like they act like little kids.
mhm,
You know,
mm,
they make things more elevated, more heated, more bigger than what it is,
mm,
not letting it be. And yeah, I get stubborn sometimes. Everybody gets stubborn.
mhm,
They want to say what they want to say, how they feel, and it gets crazy. But
mm,
you end up stepping away, relax. But no, he just kept going. And what made it worse and makes you wild and crazy, that they call drama, when
mm,
they're the drama,
mhm,
is that they are verbally attacking us. How
mm,
the hell are we going to calm down
mm,
if they're abusing us verbally?
mm,
That I knew about, because
mm,
when he talked to me bad like
mm,
that,
mm,
eventually I told him, you always keep verbally abusing me. It's not fair.
mm,
I said, you have to have respect to me. I
mm,
know I curse and I talk, crap to you,
mm,
but take it easy, relax. I don't go and make it worse.
right.
I'm just gonna fix it.
Mm,
Talk with you at a normal level. Yeah, we're arguing here, a little yelling, but I
mm,
even try to sit down and relax. But since he would verbally abuse me, then it would get physical.
mm,
Because eventually you're getting so hurt that you end up wanting to slap him and push him and
mm,
all these things. And I'm
mm,
not a physical person. I don't like that. I'm a
mm,
calm person. I
mm,
like to figure out things in a normal way, a normal manner, not like that.
right.
Like all wild and crazy. It's not
Mm, mm,
necessary, and it's not an adult thing
mm,
that you do. I mean, I'm 30 years old. I look young,
mm,
but I'm 30, and
mm,
I left last year at 29. I said, look, I'm not even getting any younger. I have to do something with my life. I
mm,
wasn't happy with my life in general last year.
mm,
And then also dealing with him, that nothing changes. It's always the same BS.
mm,
So I said, you know what?
mm,
I'm gonna make a change, and I decided to leave the state. And I've been more at peace, and yeah, it's been hard
mm,
getting over this,
mm,
you know, like
mhm,
you've seen in my lives, some days are easy, some no.
right. Mm,
And I'm just trying to recover from all this, and some days I'm fine, happy, everything's great, and then other days it's like you feel crap.
Mm, mm.
So,
Right. Before we continue, just wanted to reply in the comment, Mohammed. I'm flattered by your messages, but I think by ignoring should be a good enough reply to you. I'm not interested. I appreciate it, but I'm just here to talk with my guest, and that's about it. So please let's respect our guest and let's give her a voice to speak and let's focus on the topic. So tell me, how has it been for you? How has your healing journey been for you so far?
well, actually,
Good night.
at this point, um, I ended up, basically learning that at the end of July, I was really grieving, but then later I ended up realizing that now I started feeling better. Like I even changed my page a little bit,
Mm,
that instead of recovering, that it's basically healing instead now.
mm,
Because I heard that from therapists, like they say that I've said on my lives, um, it's kind of like hard to explain, so I say an example.
mm-hmm,
But it's basically they said that they told me because some of them have therapists, the people I've talked to, and they
mm,
said that however long that
mm,
your relationship is,
mm,
that you count the months to heal.
mm,
So for mine, like I said, was 5 years. So then it's 5 months. So I made the page in February, and I've been here. That's when I really started healing, like really, really, because that's when I realized it, like I said. So then from then until now obviously the end of July was 5 months already. So then I really started feeling it this week. These days that passed, I felt good. I was even took a break, focused on me from the page. I just focused on things I had to do, and I felt good. Sunday and Monday, Tuesday I was fine and helping people and feeling good. Then I don't know what happened last night and this morning. I just started feeling like really bad and missing him and all the feelings and stuff. And I guess it's just the ending of the grief process,
mm,
you know, having to learn and let go of everything that happened. Because the beginning and the end is hard. You know, the beginning realizing everything what it is and having to move on.
mm,
And then in the end accepting it again and having to move on, the reality of everything, and recovering. But it has been, like I tell everyone that it is, sorry for the background music.
it's okay.
But doing something outside.
That's all right.
um yeah, yeah. So yeah, so like there's like a lot of ups and downs
Mm,
when it comes to recovering from the stage
mm.
and from all the healing and the journey it is.
Right, right.
So it's just that it's just sometimes like today is it's like earlier I was okay, and now just talking about it again, it's just hard, that's why. If not, usually it's a little easier for me to talk about without getting emotional, but right now I'm just trying to hold back from crying and
You
talk
should
about
cry. No, cry. Go for it. Go for it. Let it out. That makes you human. And you've been through so
it.
much. You do realize that going through emotional abuse or living with a narcissist is so much harder. And I've been streaming with lots of survivors and not just survivors, therapists, coaches, and stuff like that. And I've learned a lot through them, knowing that, listen, being in a narcissist relationship is like not knowing how to get out of bed every day because they exhaust you emotionally. So your emotional energy is all drained, okay? You were in a relationship for 5 freaking years, 5 freaking years of emotional trauma. You need to applaud yourself that you were strong enough to get out of that. and you were fighting it, not just fighting it, but you had the strength while you were fighting for it to make a page, to make a platform to express yourself. That is courageous, because a lot of people cannot speak their story. Okay, they're too scared to come forward because that makes them look weak. So remember, you're
Yeah.
not weak, you're very strong. And while you have those dips where you're saying that, when I talk about my story, sometimes I'm okay and sometimes I'm not, that's called trauma bond, because you've been through it so
Yeah.
much, your body doesn't know anything better. So you have the dip, but the plus point is you recognize it. So that's your win, because now you recognize it and you identify it, so now you can address it. And if addressing it means, oh, I'm on a live stream, I'm going to cry, hell yeah, go for it, cry. We're here to support you, we're here to love you, we're here to let you know that whatever you say, whatever you feel is okay on this platform. And I've cried, man, a couple of times on live streams, and that never stopped me. And that I thought that, oh, I'll cry, nobody's going to give me the support, because we were talking about mental health issues, and I was talking about I lost a baby girl. So I don't think so that if you want to cry while you say your story, that you shouldn't. That just makes you you. And I'll just send a virtual tissue through here for you. But what you're going through, what I personally, I think that healing has no time frame, my friend. It doesn't mean you were in a relationship for 5 years and it's going to take 5 months to healing. Healing
No, I
is
know. I was just saying the general of it.
right, right.
Like the general of the healing is that because I did feel it.
Mm,
That, that it was, I started feeling like it was the end, and
right.
now I'm getting this ending. But I know the healing always continues, like I tell everyone. I
Yes.
was just saying the main part of the healing, recovering from the whole of it,
Mm-hmm.
is those amount of months. After that, you still recover healing within yourself,
Mm.
self-healing, all those things after the effect.
Yes. This is the after. And I
So,
tell you something.
yeah,
You will know that you've healed when you tell your story to someone and it doesn't have an emotional effect on you. So neither you will feel teary, and neither you feel any emotion would be attached to it. It will be just like telling a story. That will be the day you will know that now I have healed through this experience or this trauma, and now the new chapter of my life has begun. And for each person it's different. Healing, it takes months, it takes years, and you could be fine for a year and one day you'll feel that dip come back again. I think that just makes us all human and natural. Everybody goes through something in life, some kind of trauma. And I can tell you that I lost my daughter in 2013, and she lived for 6 days. And I don't know even if I grieved properly, because I had a little one already. She was 2.5. And it took me maybe 2 months, not even 2 months, that I was back to my life, my routine, and everything. And it slowly started coming back, where I would have the phases of depression, or while I was holding her when she passed away, or while I was giving her her last bath. So I feel that trauma and healing is such a wide experience for us in itself that we cannot really define it. And to define it is to really not respect yourself. So what you're doing, and I think that the more people come forward and speak about their trauma like you doing yourself, the more they're going to heal, because you're going to get that support. See, we hold ourselves back that we might be judged, or what this person say. But what you're doing, I think, is, see, I reached out to you because I saw one of your videos and I was inspired by it. And that was one of your videos where you didn't even continue properly. You said you weren't feeling good and you had to take off. But those few moments that you spoke were so inspirational, because to me, coming to your page the very first time through that video, I thought all I could see was that this woman across the screen is so brave and so courageous. Man, I wish I could go and hug her, because what you're doing is, you're a hero. Seriously, you are a hero. Look what you've done for yourself, and look, you still have the courage to come on board and tell your story to help others. You have such a big heart that you put your trauma aside to come and help people through your story. So I have to say, I am really proud of you, and you are doing so amazing that, I mean, it's just amazing. I see most of your videos after that day. I think you are really, really doing an awesome job, my friend. And never give up on it. And always remember that I'm here to support you. And one day you will look back and you will laugh at this. And you'll say, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, you know? So everybody has their story, and everybody's going through something, but not everybody's coming forward with it. So you are awesome, and I'm sending you a virtual hug from here right now.
Thank you so much.
So tell me, what do you do? Like right now, you said today is not your day and you're feeling down. What do you do to uplift yourself or make yourself feel better when you have these dips?
Well, on a daily basis, I actually always try to keep busy,
Mm-hmm.
learning, keeping up with the page that I have,
Mm-hmm.
talking to people. But
Mm-hmm.
other times, I just try to keep myself busy with social media,
Mm-hmm.
watching videos. On TikTok, I've been on YouTube. Like I've said in my lives that I go and I follow things, fun things, you make you laugh
Mm-hmm.
and whatever things, that you see in YouTube, TikTok, whatever you follow. And, I've followed hashtags on TikTok about narcissism, the abuse, the manipulation, all those things. And people have done videos on it. And it's helped me to learn about toxic relationship, or if it's about narcissists or anything else I enjoy, I just watch it. And
Mm-hmm.
also on YouTube. And it's helped me to heal um, within myself and to help focus on myself. Like even a general basis, you follow those things,
Mm-hmm.
and um, just watching those things of everyday life, and of course, I have my personal account
Mm-hmm.
here on Instagram, so I go on that and watch things on that. If not, maybe I'll, go out for a little bit. I do my errands and talk to my mom on the phone or a friend. Most of the friends I met on here. Since
Okay.
I'm in a new place, I don't really have any friends here.
Mm-hmm.
Also because of the virus.
Right.
That's another thing, I'm
Mm-hmm.
struggling to get over my ex, plus going through epidemic, being unemployed, and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not easy, when you're single and you're going through abuse, the worst thing, the last thing you need is to be enclosed, that
Mm-hmm.
you're stuck inside.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't help at all, because it's good to open your mind, like, yeah, focus on you, just be within your own self. But also, it's good to keep busy and meet new people, see new things, and things like that. Go out and, meet new people if it's a friend or a guy or whatever to meet and date, just to take it slow, like that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And and then from there, eventually, like, you'll start forgetting the past and everything else, and working and being able to be with people, it helps a lot. But
Mm-hmm.
since you're trapped inside, everybody's on social media, Netflix, or watch TV, or cleaning, cooking. In the beginning, I try my best, like everybody did, trying to, figure out things to do home during this quarantine,
Mm-hmm.
stuck inside.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just basically did what mostly everybody was doing, watching the YouTube and social media and all that, watch videos, movies, shows, Netflix, and and cleaning and doing what I have to do and keeping myself busy as much as I can.
I'll tell
And
you
being on this
something.
stage has definitely helped me, you know?
I'll tell you something. When you feel something, when you feel an emotion, like you saying that when I'm low or when I'm down or when
I'm
I'm
sorry, one minute. I'm sorry. My dog needed something. I
yeah, yeah,
apologize.
sure. No, no, you're good. You're good. Hey everyone, since we're waiting for you, for her, how's everyone doing? How are you all today? I hope you're doing fine, taking care of yourself. Guys, I have to admit that I'm exhausted today. One of those days. I feel super exhausted. It's almost 1 a.m. here. So, yeah, I'm exhausted. And it's just been a really hot day for me. You can DM me and I can talk to you about bringing you on live. Sure, we could definitely do that. Just DM me so once I'm done speaking with her, I can connect with you and see what can I do for you. Hey, my friend, how are you? How are you feeling? Did you have your YouTube stream interview done yet, or when is it? And we have her back.
Hi.
Hi.
So I heard what
Yeah.
you were saying. It's so late. Thank you so much for talking
No,
to me.
not at all. Don't worry.
At 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, what? Oh my God.
I like this
I
time. You see, I
really
pick up this time
appreciate
because
I
my kids
really
are sleeping.
appreciate that.
Yo, no problem, no problem. So, hey, I'll give you a few tips. Listen, when you have bad days, when you wake up and you feel like you're back in that trauma bond kind of feeling, or you feel sad, do a few things, and it might work for you, it might not, but I'll just throw that out for you. Is
It's actually mostly at night, just to say it quick.
okay.
It's not mostly mornings for me. It's mostly at night because you know how it is at nighttime. You get lonely. Like
Hmm.
after 10, 11 o'clock,
Okay.
that usually around that time you end up, you know,
Do you try?
getting that way.
Have you tried any sort of meditation?
Um, Not really. I mean, what I do, oh, the other thing is to listen to music. That's another thing that I do to keep busy.
Okay.
To listen to, like, because you said meditation, so to listen to, like those chill songs, that
Hmm.
it's relaxing music, things like that. I
You
end
see
up
what
doing
what
those things.
meditation what meditation is going to do for you. See, I've never been a meditating person, and I always thought, oh, why people
Me either.
meditate?
I'm
But
more I'm more
recently,
Catholic, so
yeah.
I relate to the Lord. Yeah,
Yeah.
when I'm in trouble.
Yes.
So
So what I recommend is, yes, praying is fantastic. One of the best things you could do is when you're feeling low and in that dip at night, especially talk to your Lord. I think that is one of the best connections and best therapy you could give yourself. Also, what you could do is sit through the emotion, okay? Don't suppress your emotion, don't ignore your emotion. When you at night feel, okay, I'm lonely or I'm sad, when you're lonely, when you're sad, you're bound to think of that person because you had some kind of attachment with him for 5 years. So let your body process that, accept it, don't deny it, okay? And once you accept that feeling, it will help you move forward. It's just like, you know, let's say right now I'm craving chocolate, okay? And I'm going to say, no, I'm on a diet. So I'm not going to have that chocolate. And I keep on delaying it. Eventually, when I get to have the chocolate, it's going to be a lot of chocolate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
yeah.
kind of that. So when you feel the emotion, whatever time it is, if it's night, let sit through it. If it's like crying every night for 2 3 hours, doesn't matter. You will eventually get to a point where your emotion would be addressed, and it won't need that, you won't feel lonely anymore because you've answered that. What happens is that Nobody likes to cry all the time, but if you really have to do that because of the trauma you've been through, I think go for it. And you will wake up one day, and you will wake up and sleep one night where you will not feel or have that feeling. And of course, what music is something different, and meditation is something different, because that's what they do. They actually tell you to tune into your emotions and understand why you feel a certain way. I'll tell you something about my personal set. See, I am an emotional eater, okay? So when stress happens or when my anxiety trigger happens, I need to grab something to eat. Okay. If I don't, I freak out. Okay, okay, I need to have a chocolate, or I need to have ice cream. And it's usually something sweet. And I really, what I did was I sat through it and I said, okay, why do I do that? And then when you eat something, you feel full. So basically, I was not addressing my emotion. The feeling of being full when you eat something made me think that I was addressing my emotion, and that led to my overeating cycle. Now I know that when I'm stressed or annoyed or whatever, the first thing I'm going to do is grab for a chocolate bar or an ice cream bar or something. Now I know I can stop myself. Now I know I can tell my body, no, you're not going for it. And it didn't happen overnight. It took me, what, I think around 5 6 weeks to actually understand how meditation was helping, and I was not even doing it regularly. And that's something I'm thinking of doing regularly, because you get tuned in with your emotions, and you need to feel your emotion. You can't feel guilty with yourself to feel a certain way. And when you feel that, it's going to help you. And I hope that I'm making sense to you, because to me, I think this can go such a long way, because healing and those triggers,
But
because
what
you
is the but how do you do the meditation thing that you were saying that at
okay,
nighttime to do meditation?
I do the meditation when I wake up, because my kids are sleeping. There's no distraction for
Okay.
me.
Because I know mostly people do meditation in the mornings.
Yes,
But
and
you
I
could
do it
pretty
at
much
night.
do it at any time.
I do it anytime. You see, today,
Yeah.
today I was just
Like yoga, meditation, I know people do in the mornings.
yes,
And like the gym, all those things, it's in the morning.
yeah.
Most of the time. You could even do it at any time in the day or
Hmm.
at night.
I can tell you, I'm sometimes just doing the vacuum in the home, and I have tears rolling down, and my daughter would walk by and say, "Mommy, is something wrong?" And I said, "No, nothing really. I can't really pinpoint something, but I just felt like crying, so I'm just crying." And it just takes me quicker to recover like that than when I try to suppress why I wanted to cry, or I felt sad. And it because when we suppress the emotion, we lash out on people who really care for us.
Hold on 1 second. I think you have to move a little bit. It's flicking. Like the.
Okay, now?
No, I was saying that, yeah, I think you have. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's fine. For a moment, it was like moving all over the place, the signal.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was just like, wait a minute, what?
Maybe the
Yeah,
uh
it's starting again. I think you have to maybe move somewhere else for the signal because it's moving like this on the screen.
wait,
It's flickering.
let me fix my gadget. Just a second. Maybe the gadget is
Maybe to
wobbling.
take the Wi-Fi off or put
Yeah.
it on. I don't
All
know.
right. Okay, is it better now?
No, it's the same. It's flicking a lot.
I'm
Like, the
flicking.
old TVs when they used to do the flick like that.
There we go. We talk about emotions and it starts
Yeah.
flicking.
That's I was like, oh my God, like what's going on?
Go. Is it better or not?
Not really.
Oh, we can just carry on as long as you can hear me. Okay, just let's wrap up, and let's just get a few.
No, I mean, I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just like I said that it was flicking. So that's what I was saying to move to a different,
I did. I just have the gadget right next to me. Sometimes it just happens.
just laughing.
But I just want you to give your final thoughts and any message you want to give to people who are right now listening to you, who are either in a narcissist relationship or like you on their healing journey. Any specific message you want to give them all?
Well, like I tell everyone that I definitely would I always try to tell everyone that the best way to recover and heal, from abuse is to always focus on learning what the narcissist is and what they do, plus obviously focusing on yourself. But like I've even later on read on Google that when you go to therapy, they say that when you're gonna learn and heal and go to a therapist and get help, they usually say to learn what the narcissist is, what the abuse is and everything that they do. And eventually you will understand everything about it. And then also, obviously, in between, do you do self healing, self care, and learning about yourself within?
Mhm.
So I have a journal, like they've recommended that I see it in TikTok and YouTube,
Yes.
and people told me that it's almost everywhere. I've seen it now.
Mm-hmm.
That say to get anybody that's going through a toxic relationship, a breakup, any kind of relationship, a trauma, grieving, is to get a journal. And it helps a lot, especially to vent. It
Mm-hmm.
helped me prevent me to call my ex at times.
Mm-hmm.
Because trust me, there's times I wanted to call him. Yeah, I did, like I said, but it was just to like find out things and kind of vent and stuff like that. It was only a few times or more that during the months that I did talk to him, but I try to keep no contact and block him everywhere, like always. But like I said, the best thing is to learn about what narcissist abuse is. Oh my God, I
That's
apologize.
all right. Mm-hmm.
um, it's focused on the narcissist.
You're good. You're good. Carry on. We can hear you.
For me, it sounds loud.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, for to focus on what narcissist is and the abuse and everything about it, plus in between learning about yourself because it's the best thing and putting it in your journal. You can write things, posts that you see, like there's certain posts that I've even written in separation, on a page, like at the beginning of what, like one of them was with brain damage. And um it said what it is, and it was a huge paragraph post. So then I ended up, writing brain damage, and then the beginning, what it said, what it is, or whatever it was, and then writing the list of what causes it. Just basically breaking it down. That's what I mean. That you're breaking down what it is. Like even there's other ones that I've written that it's about narcissists, and then you write the list of what it says that you read, and then it ends up, then you end up could see it more visual and understand it more.
Mm-hmm.
And as you write, it obviously you're getting it more into your brain, so then you get it more in and realize what this is really all about. That it's like, wow, it grasps more into your brain.
Right.
And, with the time, you know, I took times of the day to really learn about it. And then the end, towards June and July, I ended up really already realizing the whole concept in general of what narcissist abuse is. And it's the psychological abuse, physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Abuse basically with, being manipulated. And it causes the PTSD, the post traumatic syndrome disorder, like I've said, and mental abuse. That you get mental trauma and mental abuse from it, and that's why it's best to just leave. It's the hardest thing to do. I've tried to leave him many times because I knew something was wrong. I didn't know what it was until it was late, but it's like it's late, but at the same time, it's not too late
Mm-hmm.
because at least we're able to leave and have the bravery to, the courage to leave.
Right, right, right.
So that's what I would recommend to everyone, like I've said before, is to focus on that, the narcissist abuse, what they do, how they do it, and that way you can learn what they do and then you can't even get tricked by them anymore. You just
Mm-hmm.
have to heal and deal with the pain, getting over the pain, which is what I'm getting through, and that's why it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like I miss him and I feel like I want to be back with him, but at the same time I disguise him like no,
Mm-hmm.
forget it.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's why it's just right now I'm just having to, like they said, it's, or I said that I'm going through the last grieving part of it, that I have to grieve and let go of this pain
Mm-hmm.
of having to let him go. I've read about it, the post that people said it, that you're grieving over a person. You usually this is hurts like almost like death when you lose a loved one and they
Mm-hmm.
die,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to recover and heal from it. But you know that you can never see them again and have to heal no matter what because they're gone, they're dead, they're in the heavens, they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, they say the hardest thing is moving out from somebody that's still alive and you can't be with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that you're recovering grief, you know, like death, like a funeral, but they're still alive. And
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the hardest pains. And having to realize on top of that, that it was all a lie, it was a false fiction story, that they never loved you, they took advantage of you like a doll, they just threw you away when they were done. It's just disgusting. Like right now, I have tears behind my eyes. But I have to be strong to even help the people
Mm-hmm.
because this is helping me and it helps others. And this is
Definitely.
what I do on my page for months now.
Mm-hmm.
And this is unfortunately what my life has become because of this guy. But I try my best no matter what to keep strong, keep on with my life, be happy, smile. But walking around with a broken heart, that's the hardest thing in the world. But no matter what, I just have to remember, like everyone says, and I say to myself, life goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been through a lot. I've been through narcissist abuse. Anything that comes in my way, I'm like, remember, I'm carrying groceries up the stairs. I'm struggling. Sometimes doing things I'm tired. At times I'm like, you know what? I'm walking around like this and I've been abused by a narcissist. I can get through anything and it gets me through everything in life because I've struggled through things with him so much. I'm like, you know what? This is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be fine. I'll ask for somebody, the neighbor, to help me. Hopefully, they'll help me with some of the bags. I'll make it. I'll be fine. You know, whatever it is going on. That if it's with the laundry or, you know, things, the daily things I have to get done. It's hot outside. I have to walk. I don't have a car because, you know, I had to leave my car where I was and
Mm-hmm.
sell it. So then here I have to get by bus or walking and stuff like that, get my things done with some help. And I have to get through and hopefully this virus will be over and I can go
Mm.
back to work, save up for a car, and then I'll be all right. But
Yes,
I just always
definitely.
try to keep positive during my days, even before with my own general life besides him.
Mm.
I always try to keep positive and be with the Lord.
Mm.
And because he's always been there for me more than I can even think of.
Mm.
And because I've been through things, I had a normal life, normal childhood, everything nice, you know, great with my parents. So it's just that, you know, when you're on your own, then sometimes it's a struggle and it helps you be stronger and wiser, you know, when you're
Right.
on your own. And I've
Mm-hmm.
been on my own for a long time now. And yeah, I did get help sometimes if it was from my ex or, you know, when we were together or things like that. So that's the crazy part. Like, having to also accept like they're there for you and help you
Mm,
when needed, not all the time, because there was times he gave me a hard time.
mm,
And then the kisses and the hugs, the intimacy, all those things, like having to accept all those things was a lie.
mm,
Like he faked it. It feels like there's no way. That part I can't even accept. Like it's just crazy. Like I accept, but at the same time, it's like no way.
mm,
Like how could that be? It
mm,
doesn't make any sense.
mm,
Like how I know he had to have some kind of care somewhere in there because he
mm,
was a good person and all these good qualities. And I'm not taking his side or taking what is it? I'm not making excuses for him or nothing like that.
mhm,
It's just, I'm just talking truth. I'm just saying this for everyone because
mm,
everybody, they think different and then sometimes they think I'm making excuses and things like that. So I just want to put it out there again that it's not like that.
mhm. Right.
And just talking truth about what happened with my relationship and that he was there for me at times that I needed if he was and other things. So that's why it's like and I realized that that was probably the trauma bonding.
Mm,
That that when he trauma bonded me and those times when he harmed me and it was only for his own good. And I
mhm,
would tell him that and of course he would always say that I'm crazy. And
mhm,
it's because I'm telling the truth.
mhm,
And
mhm.
it's unfortunate and it hurts and it's BS.
Well,
Seriously, I mean, even talking about it is just insanity. It's disgusting, insanity, crazy, all the words.
anyway, thank you
So,
so much for coming on board and sharing your story and giving people out there hope that they can get through this. I know you're brave. I know you'll get through. I know you have your dips, but remember, you are braver than you know, and you'll make it, and you'll be a rock star. So
thank you.
take care of
And
yourself.
also, I wanted to say earlier, now that I remember that I'm really sorry about your daughter.
No, it's okay. Thank you so
She
much.
died. I was just letting you talk, but I wanted to say that I'm
Mm,
sorry about all that because that
thank you.
must have been really hard.
Yes.
Because you said she was only 2.5 years old. That's almost like losing, a
No,
child
no,
when
she
they're
was
born.
she died after 6 days, but I had a daughter at that time who was 2.5 years old. So I had to really pick up myself quickly to be able to give my first child her mom back because if I was grieving all that time, that then it would just not have been right for my little girl who was 2.5 at that time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes, yeah. So take
Well, I'm
care
glad
of
that you were
yourself.
brave and you overcame
Thank you
it.
so much. Thank you so much.
I know
Take
it's
care
hard
of
to get through.
yourself. Yes, it is. Take care of yourself and we'll stay connected, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye.
Hey guys, it was a really good uh, conversation with her, guys. A few things I just wanted to add that once you identify that you were in an abusive relationship, whether it was just toxic or whether it was narcissistic or whether it was whatever, stop reading on it all the time. It's just like when COVID-19 happened, it was continuously on the news, non-stop. We were just listening to COVID-19. And that just led to a lot of people having anxiety and fear, and it just messed up a lot of people. And I can say that because personally, for me, I was a nerve wrack because I was like, oh, so many people died today. Oh my God, what is the virus? And I was following all, like I was following USA, I was following UK, I was following my own country. So guys, and that didn't do me good. I had to like really stop. And once I stopped, it took me around 2, 3 weeks to actually internalize the information I had and to take the proper measures that were required. I didn't need any further information. So guys, for anybody, like she was saying, and she's on these pages, she's reading about narcissism. I think after a point when you have enough information about uh, what you were going through, I think you need to shut yourself out of those places and work towards a better future. Because if you keep on reading about narcissism, you're going to stay stuck in that. And it's going to keep on reminding you, oh, this message is this message meant that. So get the information, get yourself educated. Once you're educated enough about that topic, move on. You are not going to heal because you keep on reading on it. I personally believe this, that you need to, and that's my personal take on it, and I think that if we were to do that, it would just help us a lot. So please, once you identify that you were in a toxic or abusive or a narcissist relationship, when you have enough knowledge, move on. Move on to doing things for yourself. Work on yourself. Like she said, the best way is to journal it. Journal it. And remember, when you're journaling it, when you relive your story again, or that trauma again, or that tragedy again, the whole point of revisiting is to redefine yourself. So when you revisit those moments, you're going to just look at yourself, and you're going to see in that situation what you were doing wrong, or why you were doing something, and then tell yourself how you could do it differently now. And you could always journal it, and you should definitely, I encourage this, definitely meditate. Connect with people who've been through it, so you get that support. But don't talk about that topic all the time. Talk about it when it's needed. Talk about good things. Also, I said earlier is that please don't suppress your emotions. Why do we have to suppress our emotions? If we're feeling sad, or if we're feeling lonely, or if we feel like we want to cry, why not? Go for it. I think that most of the time we're trying to project an image of ourselves which is not ourselves. So if you're having a bad day, sit through that emotion. Believe me, it works. Try it. I can swear by it. It works. Sit through the emotion, and you will actually realize why you're feeling that way, what led you to feel that way. So you know where it's coming from, you know the trigger. Once you identify all that, you will know the next time when it's coming. You know your cycle, you know your pattern. That is what self-awareness does for you. That is what healing is going to do for you. Healing is not just reliving the trauma or reliving the past, uh, and grieving about it. That is definitely one of the biggest parts of it, but it is also to go and revisit yourself and redefine yourself. Okay, I was doing that at that point because I didn't have the information. So what I was doing then was because of lack of information. So I forgive myself for doing that to myself. And things like that. This is just one of the examples that I just wanted to throw out. um, but I feel that speaking to a couple of survivors, and my personal take was that they're just stuck where they're healing and they're not healing. So they're moving forward, but they're not moving forward because they're just in that dilemma. So to change that mind shift and really move forward, you really need to get in tuned with your own self, and that is hard work because you're gonna hate yourself, you're gonna get mad at yourself, and it's a lot of work. And seriously, I've been speaking about it, and I speak about it again and again. Self-awareness is so tiring in a way because you really, really start to know yourself, and it's really empowering as well because you know what you need to do and how you need to change yourself. So, uh, yes, sweetheart, I am going to post this on my page. So, the whole session is going to be on my page. On this note, I'm going to leave. Take care of yourself, guys. Message me, connect me, DM me if you want to come forward and share a story, or share anything for that matter. Take care of yourself, guys. Bye bye.